Woke Wisconsin has gone way too far, and this one is very, very disturbing. It involves the school district and middle school kids. That's right, 8th grade. It's insanity. What's up, blind viewers? How's everybody doing today? All right, this one is very disturbing to me. It's literally frightening. Wisconsin. Oh man. Now lately we know that they've been allowing madness back when things were happening and BLM was all in uproar and they were burning down cities and everybody like, oh well, it's, they were standing out front of buildings engulfed in flames saying things like, well, it's mainly peaceful protest, I don't know. It's insanity to me. But now they've really stepped over the line. They are talking about children misgendering other children and charging them with sexual harassment. That's right. That's right. If someone says, hey, you can't call me he, you can't call me she, you have to call me they, or whatever I made up in my head today, and if you don't keep on top of it, if you call me she and I want to be called they, that's sexual harassment. And yeah, we're talking about children getting kicked out of school and having that stigma of being a sexual predator at that age. I mean, come on. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I just don't know what to say. I can't believe that people are letting this go on. It's insanity. I mean, come on, look at this stuff. Look, Wisconsin Middle School accused of sexual harassment for using wrong pronouns. Look at these stories. I mean, how insane is this? How insane? The parents of 3 Wisconsin middle school students are asking the school district to stop a sexual harassment investigation into their son and clear their record. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? How can they do this stuff? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, come on. These are children. And what do we teach them? What do we teach them in school? What do we go through? I mean, I don't know what they teach now, but I know, look, here, this is English class. We have pronouns. I, you, we, he, him, she, her. And then when we get to plural, they, them, theirs, all that, remember? So now we got to flip our entire grammar structure on its head and teach little children that if you speak, you didn't touch anyone. You didn't say, hey, little Sally, I'm not going to call you they. You get over here and let's go in the bathroom and I'm going to do nasty things to you. Or smacking somebody on the ass or grabbing a boob. No, none of that. No, just because you want to be called they and an 8th grader said she or he, now it's sexual harassment and you got to get kicked out of school. You got this little thing in your record now. I mean, how ridiculous. I find it terrifying. Terrifying to expect children. What's next? I mean, I have grandkids. What's next? Oh, little Johnny and little Susie are playing on the playground in kindergarten, and Susie wants to be called a gerbil. And my grandson says, hey, she's throwing dirt at me. You said she. Oh, you're a sexual predator now. We're going to have to kick you out of school. We're going to have to call the cops. Yeah, I mean, come on. This is what they're talking about. This is just woke bullshit. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's way out of hand. And I'm I'm literally terrified. I'm terrified of this nonsense. It's nonsense. Why are people even, how this can even be a thing? How can it be a thing? Words. I mean, people are so weak. And I mean, they can't even, if a word makes you crumble, a word makes you curl up in the fetal position and be depressed and that you can't function anymore, there's serious problems. And it's more than you're a female trapped in a male body. No, you got big time problems. I'm sorry. And anybody that perpetuates this bullshit, any adult in an authoritative figure that perpetuates this garbage, they need to lose their job and they need to be put in a mental institution because this is ridiculous. In a school system. This isn't some private school or a church or, I don't know, some gay group no, this is in a public school system. Is this what we want for our children? Is this what we want? Is this the kind of shit that I'm beside myself. I know it's a little bit much, but I mean, come on, that's not all. People want to be identified as, you ready for it? Cake. That's right. Cake. I'm not making this up. People are now identifying as cake gender. You heard me right. Cake gender. Because they're light and fluffy and have layers. So they're cake. That's right. So not only now, if you don't call them they, you have to say, well, I was walking down the hall and Sally tripped and fell. I saw her, sorry, I saw cake fall down and hit her head. Cake head, shit, her, sorry, you gotta get kicked out of school. You have to call the police. You're gonna have to have a record because that's sexual harassment. You didn't call little Sally cake. You called her. You must be destroyed. It's ridiculous.
Okay,
Come on.
I would describe xenogenders as a gender that could not typically be described.
You can't make this shit up.
Masculinity, femininity, neutrality, androgyny, things like that. It's more of not how you relate to a particular gendered
Listen carefully.
but more of how you relate to things. For example, cake gender. I know a few people who personally use this. It's typically described as them feeling light and fluffy or sweet and warm, and it's not something that you could typically describe with the terms masculine, feminine, androgynous, etc. Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
Oh my. Now, see, you can't make this shit up. You cannot make this stuff up. And you see, she's not an older, she's a young lady. This is what they're teaching. This is what they're pounding into your children's head, your grandchildren's head. This is what they're doing to them. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, it's one thing to go ahead and go along with this garbage. It's my child and I have to nurture them. Okay, that's one thing. But now to accuse and make an investigation of other children because they didn't call them they or cake or fish or fucking whatever moronic asshole-ish thing that they made up in their little warped little minds, that you're going, go ahead, whatever, you can be whatever you want to be. You want to be a rock today, little Susie? I mean, come on. Smack little Susie across the head and say, look, here's the deal. No, you're not a cake. Knock it the fuck off. You're never going to be a cake. I don't care if you're light and fluffy. Good for you. I don't care if you have layers of your personality. We all got layers of our personality, but we don't run around calling ourselves fucking layer cake. Oh, man. I'm feeling a little feisty today. I want to be referred to as devil's food cake. Tomorrow, I'm going to be happy, so call me angel food cake. And don't get it twisted or I'm going to charge you with sexual harassment. I'm going to get you fired, and I'm going to get you put in jail, and you're going to have to register as a sex offender because you misgendered me. That is horse shit. That is horse shit. I don't care if you cut your tallywhacker off and make your outie an innie and live as a female. Go ahead. Be my guest. If you want to go ahead and you suck at sports and you're 400th ranked, and now you identify as a female and you want to go beat up on a bunch of little girls because now you're number one, go right ahead. I don't care. If that's what the athletic people want to tolerate, if that's what the girls want to tolerate and they want to play with that shit, go ahead. Pat them on their little butts and call them she or they or frog or whatever the fuck. They're stupid. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And now they're fucking shoving this shit down our children's throats. You're out of your mind. Here you go. This sums it up. This tick is the stuff of nightmares. One bite can make you allergic to meat for life. And recent reports show it spreading across the United States. So there you go. Just sit back and let these moronic weirdos take over. Yeah, I know. Well, when you were young, yeah, your parents thought that your long hair and your crazy rock and roll music was going to destroy the world. Yeah, I think long hair and rock and roll music is one thing. Yeah. It's just like this rap music. Yeah, that's a little bit different than making nonsensical garbage the norm. There's no way that any child, any school-age child, should be labeled with the stigma of a sexual harasser or a sexual predator or anything else just because of a word, just because they misgendered someone. And it wasn't even, oh, he called me a slut or a hoe, or he didn't know. He pushed me up against a locker and pressed up against. No, not that kind of sexual harassment. Because I demand to be called cake, and he called me she. You're all fucking insane. That's all I'm going to say. You're all insane, and you don't have to believe me. That's not the point here, but it sure as hell is the damn truth. And this is Blind Views, and yes, we're all going to hell in a handbag, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.